Hey folks, so this is Jason with Prometheus Lights, and one thing I've realized as I make more flashlights is that I have less and less time to make flashlights. Just more quantity takes longer to put everything together. So this is a little gizmo that I bought off of eBay to help me put flashlights together a little bit faster. I don't know anything about it. When I bought it, I didn't really know anything about it either, except that in the description it said that it was good at making long pieces of wire into small pieces of wire. And I have a strong need for that on quite a regular basis. And so there are two components. The first is this silicone tubing, and I need little pieces that are about a ½ inch long, and I use these on the inside of the light as strain relief on the wires that go from the LED to the driver. Normally I sit there with scissors and clip off a whole bunch, and it's just a real headache. And I always end up, doing just a few at a time to make a few lights, and I'd rather just have a bin I can pull stuff out of. Same thing is true for the Teflon wire that I use in my flashlights. I need pieces of this that are about 3½ inches long. Same thing, spend a lot of time cutting it, and it's really annoying. So, enter this guy. The description also said that it was broken, and it turns out that when I got it, it was in fact broken. It didn't work. I didn't even know how it worked. It's this kind of crazy, confusing machine. But of course I enjoy a challenge, and I also really like buying broken tools and making them into functional tools. So basically, I took this thing. It was all gunked up and greased up, and a good way to start fixing something is just to take it apart and get it cleaned up. So the first thing I discovered is that it's kind of a complex mechanism, but on the inside, apparently somebody else had taken it apart, a previous owner, and they lost some of the parts that go into this thing and make it work correctly. So I guess they decided it was a lost cause, and to my benefit, sold it on eBay. Turns out randomly that I had the right parts just sitting in a drawer, a little spring and a little ball bearing. I actually took the spring out of a clicky pen and cut it in half and put it inside, and it works wonderfully. So basically it consists of a motor, a shaft coupler, and then a bunch of magic stuff over here, a gearbox and some one-way clutches that feed the wire through, and I doubt if you'll be able to see it. We'll do a close-up later. I guess there's a little blade here that goes around and around, and it cuts the wire, cuts long wire into short wires. So I'm just seeing if it's plugged in. I'll turn it on for you. That's pretty exciting, right? Okay, not so much. The way it adjusts is there's a little screw right here. It's a long screw, and it just moves back and forth, and it basically controls how many revolutions this wheel feeds for every time the little blade comes around and cuts it off. So yeah, let's cut some wire. Does that sound like fun? Basically it sits on the edge of the table here, and as it cuts it off, it kind of rolls down this little ramp and into my bucket over here. So I was doing some red earlier. I also had to machine a little sleeve that steps down this big hole into a hole that's the same size as the wire. Otherwise it kept popping out of the wheel. So basically this thing just goes in here. I'll try to make this look easy. Slide the wire in. Just roll this little wheel forward. Feeds it through to this far side. And I've already adjusted the length to cut each one off, so this should be ready to go. The first one usually comes out weird. Yeah, check it out. Long wire, many small pieces, and so now I just set the spool in front of there. It kind of feeds back and forth on its own. I might go have a sandwich or something while this thing finishes up. Can you see all the little pieces of wire in here? Awesome, I love it. This is going to save me hours of drudgery, and if there's one thing I don't like very much, it's drudgery. So yeah, that's my demo. Hope you like it, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.